What is dysgraphia? Dysgraphia is an unexpected difficulty in writing in students who are otherwise intelligent and talented. Researchers have shown that as many as 1 in 5 students may be dysgraphic. It's important to know about dysgraphia because if students and their teachers don't know about it, they may think that incomplete work is due to a student not trying or studying. What's really happening is that there's a discrepancy between what that student knows and what they can get down on paper. Failure to recognize dysgraphia can lead to a lot of stress for students and their true ability not being recognized. Dysgraphia can occur by itself, but it also can be seen with fine motor and sensory difficulties, dyslexia, and ADD/ADHD. Dysgraphia tends to get better over time and usually can be helped a lot by technology and the right expectations and accommodations and sometimes therapy. Dysgraphia doesn't just affect English class, it affects every class because writing is required for taking notes, answering math problems, writing science reports, and so much more. It's important that a student with dysgraphia doesn't get marked down with low grades because his or her writing isn't neat, spelled correctly, or written as fast as other non-dysgraphic classmates. Students with dysgraphia should have other ways for their knowledge, thinking, and ability to be recognized. For teachers, the most common ways to help students with dysgraphia include the following. Number 1, reduce the quantity of written work. Number 2, allow extra time. It may be a lot of extra time in some cases. Number 3, allow students to type or dictate or use other types of technology. Number 4, assign a designated note taker or allow the students to record lectures. And finally, and most importantly, number 5, let your student know that you have heard a bit about dysgraphia and would like to help. Let them know that there's a lot about schoolwork that won't be easy, but together you will find ways to help. If you'd like to learn more about us, visit our website or check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Good afternoon, this is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report. In Sam's Learning Disability Day, dysgraphia is a learning disability characterized by difficulties such as impaired handwriting, poor spelling, and problems selecting correct words. This is simply the most hard task for me to do. Not simply the most hard task for me to live with, but simply the most hardest task for me to do. Ask me to handwrite something, it's a skill that I struggle with the most, just as far as not being able to do it. There are 4 different types of dysgraphia. Motorized is a form of happens when a person has fine motor skills, something with motor dysgraphia, poor dexterity, when written work, including copied with drawing, tends poor illegal writing may be somewhat legible. Spelling abilities is usually within their normal range. Spatial dysgraphia is with a spatial awareness. This may show difficulty staying within the lines or on the piece of paper between the words. This matchups to me the most, I think, at forms of my handwriting, and from individuals this type is usually legible and spelling skills are not typically impaired. I think I am overall possibly my letters get really spaced out where some fit on the paper and some does not. Reading has been difficulty. Writing complex involves in shifting among tasks, including thinking of words, same result, problem, written expression. In addition, controlling fine motor skills as sequence impairs movements to write, control spelling, accuracy can cause non-legible base dysgraphia. I struggle with some of this too. I think maybe you can have all 3. I don't know. A special education teacher will work with such as make the activity fun, use bubbles maybe, use sand. I know that it's important for me to use graph paper or graph books. Accommodations for dysgraphia, handling work, including a reduction of load of writing in class and homework extended to me to produce written work, assistive technology to allow the dictation. I can't stress how important this is, especially in a college class. Otherwise, you will run into trouble. You may be able to use a scribe or a computer. Also, may you need to use extra time You also have a reader. If you have to use a scan card, make sure somebody else is filling it out. Important warning: children with dysgraphia problems produce handwriting, but their intelligence is normal. Many bright children have dysgraphia and keep up the written work. Classes are most appropriate for them. All often they are placed in classes requiring written work level of their ability producing rather given the accommodations needed to do the class interest and engaging them. People with dysgraphia need encouragement. One thing you can do is reward them with ice cream or use some fun things to draw them like sand. Now I'm going to do the MLB standings. Here's that. 8 games back. The Guardians are 4 games back. The Chicago White Sox 48-72, 14 games back. And the Kansas City Royals are 39-82, 23.5 games back. The Texas Rangers are 72-48, with the second best record in the American League. They lead the Houston Astros by 3.5 games at 69-52. The Mariners are 64-55, 7.5 games back. The Los Angeles Angels are 59-62, 13.5 games back. The Oakland Athletics are 33-87, 275 winning percentage, 39 games back. The Atlanta Braves are 77-42. The Philadelphia Phillies are 65-55, 12.5 games back. And it seems like Atlanta has the division locked up. Miami Marlins 63-58, 15 games back. The New York Mets 55-66, 23 games back. And the Washington Nationals 53-67, 24.5 games back. The Milwaukee Brewers are 65-55. The Chicago Cubs are 61-58, stand 1 game back only. And they are coming alive late. Cincinnati Reds are 62-59 and 1 game back, tied with the Cubs. The St. Louis Cardinals are 54-66, 8.5 games back. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 54-67, 11.5 games back. So it seems to be a 3-team race: Milwaukee, Chicago, and Cincinnati in the NL Central. In the NL West, Los Angeles Dodgers at 72-46. San Francisco Giants are 64-57, 9.5 games back. So it seems the Los Angeles Dodgers have that division wrapped up as well. Arizona 61-60, 12.5 games back. The San Diego Padres are 57-63, 16 games back. The Colorado Rockies are 46-75, 27.5 games back. That's the baseball standings. In baseball right now, the scores of the Cubs-Cardinals-Royals game is the Oakland Athletics are beating the St. Louis Cardinals 8-0. Looks like the Cardinals are going to take 2 out of 3 from the A's. The Chicago White Sox lead the Cubs 3-0, and the Royals trail the Seattle Mariners 4-3, top of the 4th. And in the Big 12 in basketball, they decline Ucon and Gonzaga, the Big 12 does. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Learning Disability Day.